What's up, beautiful souls? Hope you guys are having an amazing day so far. Your boy Loon is back with another Reddit read, and today we're doing one of my favorites, your weekly read of Am I the Devil? For those of you guys that are new to Am I the Devil, this is a subreddit where people find various posts across Reddit, and they share because the OP at hand is the obvious devil and villain in question, and they're so oblivious to it too. They don't even know how bad of a person they are posting on Reddit, looking for sympathy, and oftentimes it is just so obvious. I'm so excited to dive into this. Without further ado, we have the top post of the week on Am I the Devil? And let's just jump straight into it. So this one says, quote unquote, female privilege. Classic. A regular on Am I the Devil is r/men's rights. So the original post, it was on men's rights, and it says, I am a transgender woman, and I can say female privilege is real. Okay. Oh, you know what? We actually explored this recently on Not How Girls Work on our live stream, so that's funny. But for those of you guys that don't know, we're gonna still read this. So it says, before transition, I was seen as a monster. People didn't like me. I wasn't hired for jobs. No one really wanted to date me and flunked college. After transitioning, people started seeing me as a good person. People actually liked my presence. I get hired, I date someone, and I got accepted into a top college in my country. My personality didn't change, only my gender. I actually think no one really likes being a man. And you know, I'm gonna share the exact same thing I said on the live stream. If this is true, if this person was actually a transgender woman talking, because sometimes it could be, you know, somebody just, you know, rage baiting or just sharing whatever. Oftentimes when you actually express who you truly are, the confidence given could be the result in all the benefits, right? So I'm glad for this person. However, I don't think that it just has anything to do with female privilege as a whole, much as it is that you're finally being able to express who you truly are, and you're able to, you know, do better things in your life because of it. Anyways, it says, edit. The people who said I ain't a real trans woman are more disgusting. Oh, okay, so yeah, nothing wrong with that. I just had to say that because sometimes on Reddit, some people aren't what they say they are. So I respect that. They're more disgusting than the transphobic comments. HRT since 12/1/24 and social transition since. Dude, that's amazing. Nothing wrong with that. I think that's awesome. Birth certificate updated. I use algestrone, whatever. I don't know those, but I'm guessing they're HRT types. But no, that's amazing. And I just think that the reasoning behind them doing better isn't so much just female privilege. Maybe some things, but it mostly has to do with confidence, I feel like. But I could be wrong. You guys let me know in the comment section. As a black man vibes. I'm dead. Damn, that's possibly the fakest post I've ever seen. See, people are still thinking it's fake. I don't know. Either way, regardless, I don't think it's attributed just to that. But onto this next one, it says, nothing wrong with her. Oh, really? All right, so we're originally on r/am I the a-hole, classic. The original post says, am I the a-hole for telling my girlfriend I was sick of paying for her to visit her OBYGN when there's nothing wrong with her? Bro, what? My girlfriend, who's 39, gave birth to our daughter 6 months ago. Since then, it's been a continuous torturous cycle of her visiting her OBYGN for checkups, them telling her she's fine, and then her complaining about their expert opinions and trying to involve me, who is no more a doctor than she is. Well, yeah, but not always are they correct, right? Also, Cloud wants to say hi. He just hopped on my lap. Say hi. Say hi to chat. Okay, all right. I guess he's just gonna go up here instead. After her first few post-natal checkups, she has now insisted on bringing me along because she was angry that her OBYGN after the 3-month period found it unnecessary to examine her for tears she claims to have or tears she claims to have, and just told her to do her Kegels. Yeah, see, but just because an OBYGN or any doctor says anything doesn't mean that it is 100% the right thing. They're going to be more of an expert, but sometimes one OBYGN might say something different than the other, or one doctor might say something different than the other. And that's why some people don't trust certain doctors and go to other ones. Could be other motives too. There's a lot of things that could be at play. At her appointments, she claims that she feels like her uterus is falling out and that she can't jog because she pees herself the entire time, or that blood clots the size of our baby's heads keep coming out of her V. Dude, that sucks. That sounds so tough. Dude, pregnancy is truly a wild thing to go through, and that she was had the worst back pain she's ever experienced. Dude, even if this OBYGN finds it that like she's fine, I feel like they should do something to help. Like, oh my gosh, like that sounds horrible. Her OBGYN will in turn tell me that it is a natural part of recovery and that my girlfriend was likely having a particularly heavy period and that the only thing that she needed an OBGYN for was if she wanted to go back on birth control. You know, my recommendation is to look for another doctor, see if their opinion is the same. If multiple doctors are selling the same, then maybe, but I don't know. I mean, this is a little sketchy. I'm also not one to trust doctors that much. I trust them. Don't get me wrong. I'm not one to push against doctors. They are medical experts much more than me. I'm just saying when it comes to certain things, I like trusting multiple opinions, multiple doctors. But that can be expensive too because America, medical system here or in healthcare sucks. She once yelled at her OBGYN that her urine is red and her OBGYN said, yeah, that's what happens when you're on your period. Oh, brother, this guy sounds awful. Or the OBGYN. Our lactation consultation also got in a fight with her, which made my girlfriend start crying a while back. They basically said that there was nothing preventing her pumping breast milk and it was natural for women to suffer back pain after birth and that there's nothing you can really do about it. They told her to stop describing her back pain as if it was a kidney infection. These sound like some awful like professionals here. My girlfriend had quit her job because she claims that her back pain would make her customer service job unbearable, and now I have to pay for everything. I'm sick of footing the bills for Ubers and medical visits only to be told that everything happening to my girlfriend is natural and millions of women are going through it and still manage to have high-powered careers, have more babies, breastfeed, and not go to the doctor every week, only to be told that they're fine and asked again if they want to reschedule an appointment for an IUD. See, I don't know. This just makes me question the American healthcare system because I feel like I know in countries like Japan, they take this kind of stuff very seriously. I don't know. I'm not an expert. I don't know. I definitely think that as a husband or a baby daddy, whatever, or it seems like baby daddy because it's his girlfriend, you should still be supportive regardless because you're not going through it. You don't know the pain that they're going through. Why would they be lying about something like that, you know? Yesterday, my girlfriend said that she wanted to make another appointment because she is feeling something is tearing down there. I was finally exacerbated enough and said that I was sick of her always running into the doctor and doing the same thing, expecting different results. I told her I heard it with my own ears that she was fine and I was tired of homogeneing, I don't know how to say that word, money for these doctor visits. Am I the a-hole? God, that's a wild situation. Comment says, can't imagine why the maternal mortality rate is so high. The poor lady is having troubles pumping and they're basically blaming her for it. What the F? Yeah, I don't know. This makes me skeptical of the people helping her too in this situation, like the experts. Because like, wouldn't you, even if everything is okay, wouldn't you be more like comforting to someone going through that? Oh, wow, it's nothing new that women are getting gaslit and dismissed in the medical field, especially when it comes to gynecologists. Yeah, I mean, I don't know it as much as you guys. You women out there, we have like above 50% women following. You guys let me know your guys' experiences in the comment section. Is this something that is normal where they dismiss you? I genuinely don't even know because men don't have to go through this. So yeah. Wow. This one sounds wild. Pressured his SA survivor wife. What? This is peak Am I the Devil then, if this is true. All right. We're on originally r/Christian marriage. Okay. I am not an expert at this, but let's read this. Don't do what I did is the title. Men, husbands, I pray you listen. When your wife speaks, listen and take her at her word. Yeah, no duh. When anyone speaks, well, not anyone, but yeah, your wife especially, don't think that she doesn't really mean what she says. Why would you? For her, she's saying what she feels real or what feels real, even if it isn't. Respect her privacy and her boundaries. Bro, I mean, I'm glad that he's saying this, but it's kind of crazy that you have to say this. If you know she likes space, give her space. Don't snoop around her phone or other electronics. Make time to hang out with your own friends and do your own hobbies. Like I'm glad he's saying this, but you should know this. Do not keep pushing for S. Oh my God, yes, do not. Are you kidding me? It would only make her feel like more of a chore for her than it already, and that you are needy. While you may disagree with some of her interests or preferences, do not try to control her. Yeah, don't. I mean, that's true. It will only make her want to get away from you. A woman who feels smothered and controlled will eventually grow resentful and bitter, a recipe for disaster. Always consider your wife's opinions on any major decision that needs made, large purchases, home improvement projects, etc. If she feels like she doesn't have a voice, she will eventually stop trying and grow bitter. That's true. Do not force your Christian walk onto your wife. She may not be where you are spiritually, and that's okay. Pray for her. You can always ask her to join you in your devotion or whatever it may be. But do not make her feel as though she needs to do those things. Don't manipulate her with faith. You know what? I don't know where this is going, but I'm actually for this, dude. Everything he's saying, for sure. Take initiative as a man to leave your home. Start a budget. If you see a bill that needs paid, pay it. If the trash needs taken out, take it out. Do not wait for your wife to take the lead for you. You can and should involve her in things like paying bills and the budget if she wants to be involved, but you should treat it all as your responsibility that it gets done. Men, I've made all the mistakes I've listed above. Oh no. See, that's where, oh man, it sucks to hear that, because like that means that you kept pushing for a lot of stuff. I don't know. Let's just keep reading though. I mean, I'm glad he learned, and I'm glad he's sharing this, but it sucks that he had to go through that to do it. Anyways, I've not been a godly man in my marriage, and it is why we are currently separated. Oh no. She had a lot of past traumas, but I've become ever more convinced that it is my own actions in our marriage that have caused this separation, not the past. I take ownership of that. I'm not deserving of a second chance with my wife, but by the grace of God and my wife's grace, it could happen. Lord knows I'm praying for it, but I'm also praying that he would change me and my heart to become a man he intended to be, no matter what his outcome is. Turn it around, men. Go before her and repent. Trust in God. Work on yourself. You know what? I am going to say something that might be against the grain of Am I the Devil? I hate that this happened for him to realize this, but I am somewhat glad that he is at least sharing this message, because some guys might actually need to hear this. The original post says, well, I pray God will work this out for you. Amen. I particularly like this post point the most. Do not force Christian rocks onto your woman's life. Yeah. The comments on Am I the Devil says, why are some of the comments acting as if OOP spread grand revelations nobody has ever heard of? Yeah, that's pretty goofy. The TLDR of OOP's post is treat your spouse like a human being and respect their boundaries. How does that warrant? Oh, I never thought about that. Thank you for your wise words. This surely will come in handy in my upcoming marriage, replies. Yeah, I mean, if you genuinely don't know this, that's pretty silly. I mean, I feel like you got to learn this kind of stuff. But at the same time, I'm not going to criticize OOP too much, because I'm at least glad he's spreading it. However, I am going to judge him for the fact that he did all these things in the past. That's kind of effed up, bro. Like, it's not kind of. It is effed up of you. Anyways, we move on. I'm upset my wife is a whole person. Oh, no. What? All right, the original post is on r/relationship advice. My wife, who's 36 and I'm 36, is turning into someone different. How do I deal with it? Okay. I mean, people change all the time, right? Hi, my wife and I are 36, married for 2 years, living together for 4 years, no kids. Okay. Up until 6 months ago, I would have described our marriage and compatibility as excellent. She was a quiet, soft, caring, attentive person, maybe a bit too reserved, somewhat anxious and unsure of herself. And we got along really well. I felt loved and important at all times. We discussed deep things, philosophy, psychology, personal history, struggles, dreams, and so on. That's great. We listened to each other carefully and attentively and tried to help each other live well. About a year ago, we moved from a small city with almost no cultural life to a larger, very culturally active one. At first, she became even more introverted and even borderline depressed. But then, by complete chance, she stumbled upon a community, amateur theater, which very quickly and completely absorbed her. That's awesome. Like, that's a great feeling when you're down bad like that and feeling like you don't belong, but then you find a community for yourself. Like, that's a great feeling. I know exactly how that feeling is too. Like, when I was in college, I kind of felt ostracized, even though I was in like a fraternity and stuff. Like, honestly, it wasn't for me really. And then after I got out of college, I really found like my true friends and stuff, you know? It turned out to be embedded into a larger community and then on another one. And in no time at all, she turned into a different person. That's amazing. I mean, is this going to be a problem for this guy? Like, you should be happy for her, no? You literally just described she was depressed and then now she's not because of this. I'll illustrate. At the moment, I'm on a business trip. In the last 10 days, she has been to 2 dance parties, 2 concerts, 2 theater meetings, and had her friends stay at our place for 2 nights. Went to 1 wine tasting party and spent only 1 or 2 evenings home alone. And she always wants more and more and more, like a stray cat you adopt that can't stop eating even though the jar is always full of cat food. Okay, what this sounds like to me is this guy is angry that he can't control her life anymore, or that she isn't sitting at home waiting for him to come home. He's feeling less important. And instead of expressing this to her and talking to her about it, he's letting it fester into somewhat like hating the new lifestyle that she lives, which is just so sad because you should be happy for your partner. And if you're feeling less important, that's a conversation that you have. I mean, I don't know. I'm not an expert in marriage, but let's continue. I have no problem with her living a socially active life if she desires so. The problem is that such a life backfires on our marriage. How though? She has seemingly lost interest in deep conversations and spending quiet time at home and investing energy in us, not them. And the changes are showing everywhere. Well, let's hear them out. At first, when I realized this transformation, I felt resentful, angry, jealous, and overall quite miserable. It took a lot of willpower to not act emotionally and start a confrontation. But then, after much inner work, I realized that it is not about me at all, which seems to be a good thing, but actually isn't. Well, this first part, I'm glad that you realized that, but how is it not a good thing? Eventually, I began to notice that she's turning into someone I'm not sure I like. This is hard to admit, but it's sad, the sad truth. Sometimes I talk to her as if it is not the love of my life, but some strange, exalted woman that has occupied her body. If she has been like that from the beginning, I'm not sure that I would have made it through the first 3 months of dating. And you know what? I'm going to say this at this point before we continue. It's sad, but it could be true that you guys have grown apart. You know, and people grow apart. Sometimes people do change, and if you didn't change with them or you don't like the change, you guys might not be compatible anymore. And it sucks. It does suck, but it might be something that could make the both of you guys more happy. Continuing, he says, now, instead of feeling anger and resentment, I feel quietly sad. See, that's not good for either of you guys. What was a great, effortless marriage has turned into something that requires work, and I'm not sure how to go about it. Well, this is something that you got to ask yourself. Do you want to continue to be with this person or not? Of course, I still love and care about her, and I'm sure she does too. Despite what I have may have written, she's not a completely different person, just a significantly different one. And I want to do the right thing both for me and for her. Have you been in similar situations? How did they play out? Do you think this is just a phase in her personal transformation, or was she always like that, but unable to express it before? How do I deal with it? Thank you for reading it. The very process of writing this down has been very therapeutic. Let's read the comments before anything. Wow, I love how he doesn't actually mention anything she's done to make the marriage harder. She isn't ignoring him or denying him intimacy or anything. She's just more extroverted and happier. How dare she become a well-rounded person with a hobby and friends? Yeah, and like also my main thing that makes this kind of like a devil post is the fact that you were gone. You're complaining that you're gone for 10 days. You think she's just supposed to sit there and wait for you? Like, she has a life. That's amazing. That's where I have the biggest problem. And like, you know, if you guys grow apart or whatever, but what the hell is wrong with you? Like, do you need a doormat to just wait for you? I don't know. This guy's an idiot in that sense for sure. What was once effortless now requires work. Oh, brother, this guy stinks. Yeah, dude. I mean, relationships are supposed to be like that. So he liked and she was the only real connection she had. And now that she has other things for herself, she's mad. He's mad. Yeah, super gross. Yeah, that's if you're in a relationship and you're not happy that someone else is happy when they are happy, then you probably shouldn't be in that relationship. That's just what I think. Considering leaving my house. Okay. All right. So it's originally on r/drew off my chest. Considering leaving my house because of dysfunctional family dynamics, mainly my daughter. Oh, okay. I'm 52, married with a wife that's 51. We have a son who's 18 and my daughter who's 14. My daughter is in high school and my son is going to college in a few months. My wife and I have had a lot of issues and have seen a couples therapy for a few years. While we still deeply care for each other, we are still working on a relationship. We've discussed separation a few times. Dang, that sucks. My daughter is a very spoiled teenager. She is extremely extroverted and has a big personality. She takes 90% of the attention in our household. She is being she is being driven to extracurricular classes multiple times a week, quite far. She gets a lot of chores, she gets a lot of clothes and basically has everything she wants. I should also say I've long suspected she has borderline personality disorder, but she's never been officially diagnosed. What? I feel like that's just so out of context, but okay. My daughter and I have a strange relationship. When she was young, we were very close. This seems like a character assassination, like to put that in there before you say anything about what's to come. When she was young, we were very close. I would read bedtime stories with her and take her to movies. At some point, probably when she was about 9, which is 5 years ago, she started acting in a very hostile manner towards me. I honestly can't remember what started this. I believe we just had an argument. I had annoyed her, perhaps, and then started the whole thing. So around 5 years ago, my daughter started drifting apart from me, acting very rude. When I confronted her, she would blame me for things that never happened. For various reasons, it took years to get my wife on board to see this, but by then she had become a teen, and it literally got to the point where she's basically stopped treating me like her father. She's almost always rude, and when she's not, she's ignoring me. You know, I'm not a parent, so I'm not an expert by any means, but by the fact that you said that you spoil her, that could be the reason. I mean, she doesn't respect you. You got to earn that respect, dude. She hasn't been nice or said a single friendly thing in probably more than 4 years. I have my theories why this behavior started, but I don't know for a fact. I've spoken to a therapist. She's had 3 during this time, and nothing's ever came about it. Sometimes my daughter's behavior is just insulting, but sometimes it's really humiliating, like going to a school event where both my wife and I come to support her and have her rush to her mom in excitement and in completely ignoring me. See, maybe instead of blaming her, look at why, the reasoning, you know? Even when other people are present, then again, she does come to me when she needs me to drive her or money or things like that. I want to emphasize that it's never, ever better. Even if we hadn't had an argument in months, she would just not be friendly towards me. It may sound weird, but the closest I can describe our relationship is that of as if she is my stepdaughter, and she's sometimes cordially polite, but she's always hostile and never nice. It is very different with her mom. You may say typical teen behavior, but I don't think this consistent. And this point, almost lifelong mistreating of me is typical. Not having a single pleasant interaction for what is effectively most of her life is just not normal. I've tried everything. Punishing her, I've tried being nice to her. Oh, okay, all right. I've tried giving her gifts. In the end, it feels like around 5 years ago, she wrote me off as a parent and just doesn't care. She gets all the attention she needs from her mom, and that's sufficient. I've only been able to get my wife to notice this around a year and a half ago, and only in recent months I've been able to get her to notice how bad it is. And by now it feels so entrenched that I can't be changed, or that this can't be changed. Recently, with my wife on board, we've at least been able to been able to sometimes get her to be more polite, but it doesn't change the fact that we simply don't have a father-daughter dynamic at all. Interesting. Let's see if we can figure out why. In the past 2 years, our relationship started feeling very toxic. If my daughter acted like that to anyone, I would live with it. I could live with it, but I have daily reminders that she is capable of being pleasant and loving with others. I started resenting her and not wanting to be around her. See, dude, you're her dad, bro. You should not feel that way. That's not cool. Even so, you know? The thing is, her behavior is somewhat contagious. In the past year, my son, who is normally a sweet person, has sometimes been rude to me or ignoring me. This sometimes even results in my wife acting this way. Because of this, I've started dreading family activities. There could have been an active family discussion where I'm just ignoring it. It's an interesting dynamic. My daughter is the most extroverted person in our family. So if somebody wants to carry a family conversation, they have to engage with her. But in this case, she would deliberately ignore everything I say. So the overall effect is that I'm just often shut out of my family's discussions. It's at the point where I feel like I'm a guest at my own family, and I'm trying to avoid situations where I'm with everyone together. I'm really curious as to the exact reason for this. This is fascinating. Wow, this is a long one. Okay, let's lock in. One of the aspects I've been struggling with has been the fact that it's just not fair. While she's obviously my daughter and I need to provide her with food and shelter, how is it fair that she acts to me in this way and just gets everything that she wants? If I were a single parent, I would do exactly that. Stop paying for any extra activities. Stop driving her anywhere. If she won't be nice, there should be at least some type of consequences. My parents Certainly did that when I was misbehaving as a teenager. I raised the possibility of doing this, but my wife pretty much vetoed it, saying that there should be consequences only if my daughter is rude. I even raised the possibility of sending her to boarding school and was vehemently vetoed as well. I feel so powerless in moderating her behavior, and yet I'm still expected to sacrifice so much in terms of time and money for my daughter. It's just unfair. One final important point. I've been battling mental issues for years, and this constant stream of never-ending insults, both large and small, has been really taking a toll on my mental health and well-being. I've been fighting depression and self-esteem issues, and this has been absolutely terrible for me. You know what? That does suck, and I do feel for you. Like, going through that part, that sucks. Both my wife and myself work from home, so we're constantly near our kids, so this is constant. It never ends. In the past year, I feel like I've gotten to a point where salvaging our relationship is impossible, or at least no longer a priority. And I really need to focus on protecting myself. It's been so long that I had a real damaging effect on me. Last night during dinner, I asked our daughter a question about school. She just flat out ignored me and continued speaking to my son. I asked her again. She ignored me, so I stood up and went elsewhere. As I was leaving the room, I heard my wife saying, "It's so rude that you ignore your father." And my daughter started making up stories. At first, she was ignoring me. Of course she was. And then how she apologized, huh? She's never sincerely apologized for anything, and started screaming. By then I was elsewhere, and later I found I had a fight with my wife about this. It dawned on me, despite my best efforts, not only we have a terrible dysfunctioning family dynamic, but I've also become the family doormat. My wife is the family boss. I'm irrelevant, ignored. I don't matter. I'm a quasi parent, not a real parent. Anyways, perhaps I can live with the former, but not the latter. I refuse to be the doormat, and yet still have to spend all the effort to be a parent. It might sound like going too far, but I am thinking of moving out of my house. Bro, don't do that. Dude, your daughter's still 14. Bro, okay. For my own well-being, I feel I can't stay here anymore. My son is going to college in a few months, so I'll make the effort to keep in touch. I'm not interested in staying in touch with my daughter. Damn, bro, what? Maybe in a few years, maybe if she acted very differently, but not like this now. This is it. Thank you for reading. Edit. Thank you for the overwhelming support. It really means a lot. I'm going to speak to my wife. I'm also going to speak to my daughter. Then I'll decide on how to proceed. Edit 2. I want to thank everyone who commented, both the supporters and also those who blame me. And so many of the comments were just so heavily downvoted, seemingly for no reason. The discussion I led today were extraordinarily helpful in helping me understand the situation and what I should do. I had a discussion earlier today with my wife where we truly aligned expectations. It is not the best conversation, but it was necessary, and I feel significantly better. I'm going to set up my daughter new rules. Simple. Respect is expected, and disrespect, rudeness is not tolerated. If the rules won't be followed, she's going to face severe consequences. My wife promised she will be on board. If not, she is not, then truly I will need to leave. Of course, easier said than done, but I think there's a clear path ahead. Thank you all again. That's crazy. And guys, I'm going to be completely honest. I don't know how I feel about this one. Like, I genuinely don't, because I don't have enough details. Like, I don't know what is the reasoning behind this and so forth. Like, that's a poopy situation to be in of all the people involved. Yeah, I don't know. Let's read here. OOP claims that she has no idea when this exactly happened. Wait, what exactly happened when his daughter was 9 to make things change, and he doesn't think she'll ever know either, so has never bothered to ask. I guarantee she knows exactly why and why things changed. When and why. Yeah, it is interesting. I need more details, man. And I feel like he is leaving out some details that he might actually know. He's literally never tried talking to her about what happened. LMAO, effer. Yeah, I mean, yeah. I guess that is one thing that he is at fault of, like, just not talking to her about it. Yeah, that's a sticky situation. That I will say, the borderline personality disorder, the character assassination that he put up right away, like, that's messed up, bro. Like, just because, dude, like, you should not have added that. I am sick to my goddamn death of men diagnosing women with cluster B personality disorders because they don't exactly act the way that men want. She is only exhibiting this behavior with him. That's not a BPD. That's protecting herself by shoving someone who destroys her peace away the only way she can. He is avoiding the question in the OG. He doesn't want to punish her or send her away, but has never sat down and talked to her about what happened. Yeah, that's the biggest thing, man. The dude just hasn't talked to his kid, and that's pretty fucked. Yeah, we're done for the day. Your boy's hungry. It's like 10 p.m. I haven't eaten yet. But yeah, I love you guys so much. If you guys are new to this channel and you enjoy content like this, I mean, hit the subscribe button for me. Hit the notification bell. We do stuff like this almost every single day. Currently, I am probably in Miami as we are filming this or uploading it. I'm on a mini vacation with the girlfriend just for a couple days, but I'm still going to get content out for you guys. I'm going to have a couple filmed pre-hand like this one. But yeah, I love you guys so much, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. See you guys. Bye.